What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Lumsden Motorsports Garage. I'm Wade Lumsden, and we are going to be working more on the hobby stock / street stock engine. So let's get to work. Alrighty, so we've got a lot of work to do here still, but as you saw in other videos over there in the Speedway box, we got ourselves an oil pan and a high volume oil pump that came in a little while ago, but we had to wait to put the pan on until we had all of the timing chain and all of that stuff squared away, which, as you guys saw from the other videos, that was a little bit of a fiasco for me. But we got it squared away. We're good to go. And then I went ahead and I went and got some goodies. I was looking at the timing chain cover I was going to use, but looked at the inside, and you can see it's got some grind away on the inside there. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just replace it, not take a chance. I'm sure I could have cleaned that one up and it would have been all right. But hey, you know, I want it to look good. So went and got myself a new timing chain cover and a timing chain cover pointer. Not timing chain cover pointer, but a timing pointer here that you mount on to a couple of the bolts of the timing chain, and so then you have a pointer that points at your harmonic balancer, which I also got a new harmonic balancer because I was not sure about the shape of any of the ones that I had. And then though they probably won't go on in this video, I went and got my thinner head gaskets because you guys saw in the last video where we calculated the quench, and it was way high, so it was way large, so I got some thinner head gaskets to bring that quench down, but we'll go over that when we actually go to put heads on. So right now it's about timing chain cover and getting an oil pan and an oil pump and all that stuff on. So yeah, that's where we're headed. There should be a timing chain cover gasket in the gasket set up there, and I gotta dig through a box and pull out this pan and have at it. Okay, already running into some issues. Pulled the new timing chain cover off, and I wanted to test fit it real quick, and I'm glad I did before I got it all covered in RTV. Shoved it up on here, and it is not going all the way on. That's no bueno. And the reason is, let me get this thing pulled off, because we used a cam button. So this timing chain cover won't let us use the cam button. But I did do the measurements. I just tried to get as close as I could. Maybe I can show you. I have this, it's off, but I had this thing locked in place. And I just wanted to get kind of a general idea here. And it looks like I will be able to put this on, and there will be just a slight bit of clearance like that, very little bit of clearance, without the cam button. So, you know, you try to do nice things and it just goes all cattywampus. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't think I have a set of shouldered timing chain bolts. I will look, but for some reason I don't think I do. And then I'll take this off and I will replace, hopefully I'll replace these bolts with something shouldered, and I will Loctite them in place, and then I will test fit again and see. So fun. Yeah, let me do that. Alrighty, I did find some shouldered bolts, and as you can see, it goes up right up against the block. So test fit is good. Sorry guys, I'm gonna try to pull it off here again real quick. See, you got some shouldered bolts, Loctited in place. I go ahead and I put myself at top dead center, just as a nice little reminder to myself. So now what I'm going to do is, really we could roll this motor over if we wanted to, but installing it right here is okay too. What I'm going to do is I have my timing chain cover gasket, boom. But I like to put a very thin layer of RTV on this side, and then bolt it up to the block. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so we got the thing on, except for I did not tighten up those two bolts there, because we're going to be installing our harmonic balancer right there, and we will also be installing our nice little custom pointer that we got here from Moroso. Boom, it'll go like that. I'll use the bolts provided, and then we may have to adjust right here to what top dead center is once the harmonic balancer is actually in. So I'm going to go ahead and toss this on there so it's done and over with, and the gasket and this timing chain covers on all nice and tight. And then we'll go ahead and flip this thing upside down and keep working. All right, so I ordered the pan, the oil pan, and this high volume oil pump. High volume, not high pressure. Okay, we want it to move a lot of oil, just not at a high pressure. High pressure for certain applications, that's not what we want. We want lots of oil moving, but not at high pressure. So had to install our pickup tube to the pump that came with it. If you look really close here, you'll see some color difference. I did have to do some sanding with some emery cloth to make sure that this would actually install in there, because it was a tight fit. It's supposed to be like an interference fit, but it had like a 10,000ths interference fit, so I had to take some of that down so I could get it installed in there. And so what you're going to end up doing is taking this bolt out, so this will actually mount to it. We're going to end up Loctiting this bolt, shoving that in there and tightening it up, and then I need to finish wiping some of the dirt off of this thing, because I had to with a nice soft rubber mallet, I had to do some taparoos on here to get it to install. That's not ideal, but you know, you make sure that you don't kink this or put huge dents or anything like that into your tube, because you don't want to restrict any of the oil flow going in. So let me get this Loctited and tightened on here, and then we'll move forward. All right, so got that on. Awesome. This is going to be our oil pump rod. Okay, this side with the groove is going to face that way. Actually, it'll end up facing upwards, because this is the groove that your distributor locks into to spin the pump. So the gear on the camshaft spins the distributor, and as the distributor spins, the distributor is connected to this, and that'll be what's connected right there, and spin your oil pump. So as you can see, when I put this together, there's a groove there that lines up. You see that? One out. Groove there that lines up. What keeps that locked in place is this nice little rubber. Sorry, this one's plastic. Little collar. So you're just going to push it down on there, and then you're going to take this and you're going to push it down on there, line it up, boom, and they'll lock in place. I'm not really a huge fan of these plastic ones. I prefer, they make metal ones, but that's just not an option for me right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put it together with what I got. And it's real simple. It just goes together. So like that. And then this one goes down in place. See, there you go. You can give it a nice little tug. It'll have some wobble to it. Nice little tug. It's not coming out. You're good to go. Now your oil pump, a rod is on your oil pump, and you're ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna try to aim you down just a little bit more here. Your next step is simply going to be dropping the thing in place here. So don't forget to install your oil pump rod. It is possible to do it afterwards. I have had to see that before. Somebody forgets to install an oil pump rod and they're like, oh my God, and they had to do it from the top. You really get one shot at it, and you got to do it perfect if you're going to do it that way. So don't forget to do that. It's like that's a thing, right? Okay, so you're going to make sure that your surfaces are clean here. There is mention of a copper gasket that you can use in between here and here. I have never used any gasket in between there and there. But this is going to come down. There's a nice big hole right here. That's going to go there. We're going to feed it down through. Line it up on the dowel pins to suck this thing in and get it sit on there nice and hopefully nice and square. There you go. Now it's down. I stole the oil pump bolt that we had out of the other motor to shove in here. We're going to put that on there, and then we're going to get it torqued. Alright, the torque for this bolt calls out for 60 to 70 foot-pounds. I'm going to go ahead and just do 70 foot-pounds. Because it's a used bolt. There we go. Your oil pump is now on. Alright, so I'm going to take this opportunity to test fit the oil pan without doing anything else crazy. There really is a process to check the clearance between your pickup and the bottom of your pan. I think it involves clay. It's not something that I've ever really had to do or anything that I've ever done, because I mean, I guess I've just always been lucky. It's not something that I've done before, but lots of guys will check that. And especially when you get instructions, they'll, for your oil pump, they'll say that it's imperative that you do it. I've never done it. As long as when I set my pan on here, when I set my pan on here, fitting like it should. in trouble here. So let me do this real quick. I took a measurement so I can get the pan on, but it doesn't come back as far as it needs to come. The edge of the pan stops here, and I was having a hard time getting it down to set in place. So I took my square here and I measured. I set this up here to the edge of the, what would be considered the front of the pickup tube, right? And I took a measurement from center of the back bolt there up to the front. This is very hard to do with one hand. Sorry guys. See if I can set it up here. All right, so there. And it comes out to like almost five inches, right? Almost 5 is 4 7/8, I think, is what it came out to when I measured it. And then I came over to my pan and I'm looking at the baffles down below, and if I shove that in, the baffles line up, like the top of the baffle here lines up at 4 7/8, but the hinge is at like 4 5/8. The edge of the hinge here. Yeah, I don't know if that's what's not allowing it to go all the way down and seat forward the way it should, but something is hitting. I'm going to continue to do some measurements. I don't know, it might be a measurement to here maybe, but I doubt that because the pan comes up here and then there's a gap. That would be right here, right? And there's like, that's 1/4 inch deep ish, and there's well more than a 1/4 inch from the pump to what should be there. So and it's not sliding that way, which means that it's interfering on this side somewhere, right? Yeah. Let me take some more measurements and take another look at it. But we might have a problem with this here economy claimer pan and trying to use it. And the reason why we bought this pan, we had to buy this pan, was because this motor has a right side dipstick right here. All of our other pans have a left side dipstick. And by that right side, I mean it's passenger side. Left side, I mean it's driver side. We usually always try to run something that is driver side dipstick, even if we plug it off, because when you're going around a corner, it throws all the oil to the right side, and it could, push that oil up and out of that dipstick hole. So we had to buy a right side dipstick oil pan, and I just looked at the order and I made sure it was for a 2-piece rear main seal, and I mean it says it is what it is. I'm just curious if a baffle down here got installed too far forward, or not at a correct angle, or if something didn't get clearance the way it was supposed to get clearanced, or something along those lines, right? So let me continue to look. If I find anything different, I'll let you know. If not, I might be I don't know, panic ordering another oil pan. That's crazy because the pan and pump came as a kit together. So I would assume that all of this and that should all go together. But like I said, it's an economy set. So beat to fit, paint to match, I guess. I don't know. Man, we're like out of time. Today, just to give you an idea, today is Thursday the 14th. We race a week from tomorrow. So, don't really have time to be waiting on parts and stuff. So, yeah, let me get back to you. All right, so wanted to give you an idea of exactly what I'm looking at. You can see that the pan does not go all the way forward. It's down on one side, it's up on the other side, but it won't slide forward, or rather backwards, since this is the back of the engine. It won't slide backwards where it needs to go. So it's definitely hitting. Joys. No time. Let's see if we can find some parts, I guess. Okay, in my investigative work, I measured the depth from block to the height of this, and it comes out to being pretty much exactly where the hinge is, right here. And then I measured from center of bolt hole to here. Really, center of bolt hole actually lined up with the pan right there. If you look down in there, right? To here, and I got 4 and 5/8 on the pan. And it is 3/8 of an inch short. I needed 3/8 of an inch more to be able to slide this up and bolt it up. So this is hitting that hinge right there. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do about that right now, because I don't think, I mean, I'm sure I could get in here and I could chop this thing off, and then the baffle would be gone and that would be out of the way. But then again, the baffle would be gone. And I don't think I can move the brace back without really cutting this thing apart. So yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do. It's 3/8 of an inch off. Issue with quality control there. Sorry, I'm a quality guy, so that's a thing. Anyways, let me figure that out. I'll come back to you. Man, I was really hoping to have the pan on and install the harmonic balancer, because I was really wanting to take a look at, you know, the front of this and be like, man, that looks good, have this all adjusted and everything. But that's not the case. That's not the case. So I guess I'm gonna stop here for tonight and come back at you tomorrow with an update. Alright, so the oil pan thing is a mess and a fiasco. It's gonna be probably 4 days before I get the new oil pan, which is timeline wise right now is Friday night, 1 week before we're supposed to go race. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is when it's supposed to be here. Tuesday. Dang. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we race Friday. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving forward. This video kind of got derailed a little bit, but that's okay. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and install the harmonic balancer, which I'm gonna drop this thing down. So I'm going to go ahead and install the Harmonic Balancer. I even went and got the Harmonic Balancer install kit from O'Reilly's just to make sure that I'm doing it properly. So I'll get that on, and then we'll just remember to adjust the timing tab later. But at least that's something I can do. I don't know if you guys can tell in the video, but I am soaking wet. And I went and washed the intake manifold that I found. There were specific part numbers that he's allowed to run. So luckily I had one in my shed. So I pressure washed that, and then I also pressure washed off of the heads that we're going to use because they were kind of grimy too. So they still need to be scraped, gasket scraped and all that stuff, but they are a lot cleaner than they were. So I think I'm going to do the Harmonic Balancer and then call this portion of the job, this video, done. So let's go ahead and do that. Yep, find the correct one that fits. And then that tool goes in there. There's a bolt. That screws into that. Well, it's supposed to screw into that. It's the only thing about borrowing a kit. You don't know if it's actually gonna screw in or if it got messed up. Oh yeah, the threads inside that are not in the greatest shape in the world. So we'll see if we can, we'll see if we can make this thing work. That's fun. That's fun. Start the nut on there. Then this thing's the back side. Bam. Be able to spin that on. We'll go ahead and get this thing started. Oh, I missed a step. I usually lubricate this. Man, I am batting 1,000. So I'm gonna take a little bit of engine oil. I like to put a little bit on here. And then I also like to get a little bit of lube on the seal itself, and then I'll put a little bit around the outside portion of the Harmonic Balancer as well. I like this. Okay. Getting out the big dogs. Oh yeah. Awesome. Yeah, this is not gonna go well because that thing is stripped out. Here's to hoping. Yep, that thing's all messed up. We still have farther to go. This thing's stuck in here now. All right, well, I guess if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. This kit that I borrowed, the dang adapter piece here is all stripped out. You put any pressure behind it and it just pulls out. So that stinks. That's gonna go back. I guess that's a benefit in owning your own tool versus always just borrowing it. Yeah, good times. I thought that I was going to get lucky and be able to finish driving it in with the Harmonic Balancer bolt. I don't really like doing that, but it is an option. I, however, I was not successful, so it's late tonight. I guess I will be going to see if they have another kit, so I can try to finish installing that tomorrow. So dang. Anyways, I guess this will be the end of the video, so thanks for watching, guys. Any questions, comments, concerns down below. Lumsden Motorsports Facebook page, and yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next video.